Hey guys, and welcome back to the We Are Southampton Football Manager series. I'd just like to say a huge thank you to everyone who checked out our first video and left feedback down in the comments. Okay, and we'll jump straight back in. Now we have a transfer from last time that we need to confirm. We have a Lloyd Isgrove loan from Walsall, so I think we're going to go ahead and accept that. He hasn't played much first team football in real life, so we'll let him have an opportunity out on loan. Thanks to everyone who saw the straw polls and remembered to vote. From this vote, as you can see in the bottom right, you can see that Jetro Willems was the most popular option. So we're going to go ahead and put an offer in for him. So we'll go up here, make an offer. Now his value is only 4.2 million, so we're going to suggest 4 million initially and see what happens. So we'll go suggest terms here and see what they come back with. Okay, they actually want 10.7 million for Willems. So if we try and negotiate a little, I'm going to go down to, I think I'm happy with spending about 7.5 million. So we'll suggest 7.5 and suggest again. And they've accepted that offer, so that's great. So 3 million above his value, I feel that's representative of his current ability, so that's a good deal for the club. Here are the terms and conditions for the signing of Jetro Willems. Unfortunately, it seems that he wants a key role at the club, and replacing Ryan Bertrand at left back straight away probably isn't ideal, and we probably don't want to be doing that. So if he would take a lesser option, say a first team option, he can then play in the cup games and games when Bertrand's tired or injured. So if we suggest first team, he's slightly interested in that role, so that's not too bad. He wants to play at left back and he'll want to strengthen our defenders even more. I'm not sure we actually need to do that, but we'll say yes for now and send him on an intensive language course. So we'll suggest those promises and he's happy with those, so we'll finalise those promises. Okay, and we can move on with that offer. And now you can see the contract that he wants. He wants £46,500 a week, 1.5 million signing on fee, and his agent wants £400,000 as well. Now he tried to negotiate quite a bit when it comes to contracts, so I'm going to try and put him on slightly lesser wages, perhaps 40. We'll see if he will go for that. We'll take that down to 1.2, and we'll put his agent fee up a little bit to try and get the deal done. We'll just put these down to round numbers. You can have £90,000 team of the year, unused sub 2,000, and see if he is happy with that contract. So suggest terms. Okay, he's holding out for a little bit more money, so I'm going to go down to £42,000 a week. Keep that the same and go down to 1.3. Suggest terms, and he's happy with those terms. So he should now join the club without any complications, so we'll finalise this deal. Here's the confirmation of Lloyd Isgrove's loan. He will spend the rest of the season on loan at Walsall in League One. Having assessed our squad depth in the last episode, I think it's important to cover a few of the other positions that we aren't too strong in. So I've looked here at the loan market, which players are listed for loan around the world. Now, we are a little bit short on wingers, and so I'm going to go after a winger in the loan market, maybe just until Buffal's back from injury. Now, the biggest one I can see here is a player called Juan Iturbe. Iturbe spent last season on loan at Bournemouth, although he didn't actually make that many appearances, as you can see here. He only made 2 appearances. I think he's got good potential, and I feel like he could play for a few months in that position or be a good option off the bench until Buffal's back. So we're going to make an offer for him, a loan offer, and we're just going to say for 6 months, up until Christmas. So they'd want 40% of the wages paid. So this all seems fine, and I'm going to suggest terms here. And they have accepted the terms, and so we can finalise that offer. Yes. A cool new feature in this year's Football Manager gives you a social feed. This social feed shows you the opinions of fans and also the key news from around the world of football. As you can see here, there are fans commenting on the deals that we are doing. These ones are regarding Iturbe, saying what has he done to deserve this, don't get complaints about this if it happens. No risk attached here, so generally there are 2 positive comments here, so I think that's quite a positive deal. So that's positive, although we do have an issue here, which means that we're not actually going to be able to sign Iturbe straight away as there's an issue with his work permit, so we'll find out in 2 days' time whether he can sign for the club or whether it will fall through, so we'll have to wait on that one. Okay, and we've arrived at our first match day against Carpathy from the Ukraine, so we're going to go ahead and select our team here. Now thanks for your feedback on the straw polls. It's confirmed that we're going to be playing a mixture of under 23s and our first team in this first friendly. So let's go ahead and select our squad and our starting 11. Okay, as you can see here, this is the starting lineup we're going to go with for today's game. Up front we've got Olamola, left wing we've got Jay Rodriguez, playing the cam role we've got Jake Hesketh, on the right wing we have Redmond, Pierre Højbjerg is partnering Harrison Reed in centre midfield, and in defence we have Target, Yoshida, Van Dijk and Martina, as well as McCarthy in goal. Our subs are on the left here. We've got Fraser Forster, Sam McQueen, Stephen Davis, Florin Gardos, Charlie Austin, Ryan Bertrand, Romeo, Jordi Classy, Shane Long, Dusan Tadic, James Ward-Prowse and Jan Valery. Now I've chosen to leave both Cedric and Jose Fonte out of the matchday squad. In real life they were rested after the Euros, so I think we'll be doing that on the game as well, at least until the third pre-season friendly. This is the team we're up against. Haven't heard of too many of their players, so hopefully this should be an easy win for our team. The game gets underway. Rodriguez with the early possession, over to Redmond, who is fouled. Now Redmond with the free kick, and Yoshida over the bar. There weren't too many chances in this game. Most of the attacking play came from our opponents. Here's another example of them passing the ball nicely. Good ball pressure from our team, so chasing down the ball. But they find a few gaps here. Another one. And that's too easy, and the pass goes into the box, but McCarthy's easy to grab the ball. He now distributes the ball, but again the ball comes straight back at us. A nice pass there. And this is a bit too easy really, one through ball and he's in on goal, but it's a great save from McCarthy this time. Here was another chance for our opposition. They looked a lot more sharp on the ball, passing the ball crisply, and we couldn't really get near them on a few occasions, which we need to change for our next pre-season game. Just passing the ball around nice and easily, no ball pressure, and he's in on goal here, but he actually smashes the ball wide. At half time we made a few changes. We had Sam McQueen coming on for Jay Rodriguez. James Ward-Prowse on for Harrison Reed. And Charlie Austin came up front to replace Olamola. Here's another chance. Target down the wing, who's found by McQueen. And McQueen almost gets lucky there and hits the post. With 20 minutes to go, I made some more substitutions. Florin Gardos came on for Virgil van Dijk, and Romeo replaced Højbjerg. That was pretty much all that happened in this game, as it fizzled out at a 0-0. Not too bad for a pre-season opener, but still much improvement needed for the upcoming games. Not the best performance, but a solid draw to start the pre-season. Here's confirmation of Jack Stevens' loan deal with Fulham. He'll spend the rest of the season there, so we'll accept that. Now here's our match analysis from the game. Our best player was Cuco Martina, who put in a very good performance apparently, with a 7.2 rating, and our worst was Olamola, who only played the first half. Hopefully we can improve on that performance. It was only the first game of pre-season, so I think everyone was rusty. So we'll move on from here. Now here's some disappointing news. Juan Iturbe's work permit has been turned down. So we're going to appeal this, although because Paraguay aren't high enough in the world rankings in football, it seems that he's not being allowed to come. But we shall appeal it and see what happens. Hopefully a decision will be made in a few days. It will be made on the 21st, so 4 days time we'll find out if we can sign Iturbe on loan. Followed up with some good news. Now we can see that Jetro Willems has agreed a deal with Southampton. He's signed his contract and he will be at the club for 3 years initially as his contract, so we'll accept that, and he will now be part of the squad. So thanks guys for voting. You have made your first signing, and welcome Jetro Willems to the squad. Here you can see the social feed again. Some different comments this time. Some people are annoyed, some are great news here. Won't always agree on transfers, but at least give him a chance. Underrated piece of business here. Willems will help us become the team we want to be. So mixed bag there, but I think that's a great signing, great for squad depth, and I'm sure he'll get a lot of game time with Southampton. And here you can see the fan reaction's very high. Fans can see Willems becoming a key player if he realises his potential. So I think that's a great piece of business by the club, and yeah, we'll move on. And here's a press conference welcoming Willems to the club. Must be hoping that Willems will play a big part in any success. I certainly hope so. Matches can be won in a lost and single moment. Do you believe Willems can be someone who makes a difference between success and failure? Again, I certainly hope so. The signals your first foray into the transfer market. Do you expect to do any other activity? Now, as you remember, we're trying to get in Iturbe on loan, so hopefully that comes through too. So we'll say, I think it's something the club needs to press on with. What's your relationship with Jetro Willems? We'll say we have a great respect for Jetro and look forward to working with him. And that's the end of that press conference. We've arrived at our second match day of the season. Another pre-season game against Feyenoord, this time at St Mary's. Here's the lineup we've gone for, a slightly stronger one this time. We've got Charlie Austin up front with Jay Rodriguez on the wing with Nathan Redmond. Tadic in that cam role. We have Højbjerg and Klassie in the centre of midfield. Bertrand, Gardos, Van Dijk, Martina in the back line, and McCarthy again in goal. This should be a strong enough team, we hope, to get a result against Feyenoord, but we shall see. Here's a look at the Feyenoord squad. A couple of interesting players on this team. We have Vilhena, who was linked with Southampton in real life, just behind the striker. We have Elia, who played for Southampton a couple of seasons ago, and Dirk Kuyt, who some will remember from Liverpool. So not a weak team by any means, but hopefully we can step up to the plate and get our first win of the pre-season. And here we go, back at St Mary's for this pre-season friendly. Taking on Feyenoord. And we got the game underway. Now this game was a lot more action-packed, and it started off very early. Bertrand picking up the ball here and running at the Feyenoord defence. And with the early ball into the box, he found Charlie Austin, who nodded the ball into the net to put Southampton 1-0 up. A great start from the team. Really good work from Bertrand to run down the wing. And whipping in the ball to find Charlie Austin, who beat the keeper and put the ball into the net. The lead didn't last long, however. Here's Vilhena on the ball, who found Elia, who found Kramer, who found El Amadi, who put the ball past McCarthy. A swift reply from our opponents. You see here in the replay, perhaps McCarthy could have done better with the save. But it was 1-1, and the game was back on, and here were Feyenoord again, through Elia, running around a few of our players, but with a weak finish. And Feyenoord on the ball again, found Vilhena running at our team. He has a strike, and it's easily saved by McCarthy. Here's Feyenoord on the ball again. Kramer, looking for Vilhena, finding him. And Vilhena finds... That was a great save by McCarthy there. I can't remember who had the shot, but it went out for a corner. Elia with the corner and cleared away. And here's Tadic on the counter-attack with the ball up towards Charlie Austin, who then found Redmond, who ran at the defence. Found the ball into the box, but it wasn't able to be put away by Austin. And that was half time, so he thought he'd make a few changes. We had Romeu come on for Klassie, who picked up a yellow card in the first half. He put Shane Long up front for Charlie Austin. And we started the second half. And here we are at the corner. Shane Long almost getting the ball in straight away, but a great save, or just went over the bar. And here are Feyenoord with Dirk Kuyt, who found Kramer for an easy goal for Feyenoord. Caught out by the set piece there. As you can see, just some good movement by Dirk Kuyt, finding the ball across the box, and McCarthy again perhaps could have done better there, and an easy goal for Kramer. is a Feyenoord free kick. And Jay Rodriguez is adjudged to have given away a penalty there. Didn't see much in the tackle, but the camera wasn't great. And so here's Dirk Kuyt to make it 3-1 to Feyenoord. Which he does, putting it past McCarthy into the bottom right hand corner. Whether it was a penalty or not, I don't know, but maybe McCarthy should have saved this one, diving the right way. Decided to make a few more subs, try and impact the game. James Ward-Prowse coming on for Højbjerg, and that's it for now. Here's another highlight here. Tadic with the ball into the box, Van Dijk back, and Højbjerg with an absolute wonder strike into the back of the net to get his first goal for the club. The replay's worth watching for this one, guys. Just a dink into the box, Van Dijk nods it down, and Højbjerg with the first time finish into the back of the net. A great goal. Decided to make a few more substitutions to try and make the game a bit more open, replacing Ryan Bertrand, and we almost snapped a draw at the end, but Tadic put his free kick over the bar, and that was the full time. An entertaining game with a lot of goals, but some poor defending cost us the match. Here's our post-match analysis for the Feyenoord game. Our best player statistically was Højbjerg. That great goal was enough to earn him the man of the match. And our worst performer was Jordi Clasie, who again was substituted in the 45th minute, and he made a mistake leading to a goal. So much improvement needed for the next game, that's for sure. We've changed our training for the next couple of weeks to make sure that our team cohesion's a little bit higher to help embed those new players in our squad. And hopefully that should help us in the upcoming games. Now unfortunately we have some bad news. Juan Turbe's loan has been cancelled due to his work permit being denied. So now we have to look elsewhere for some players to sign during this transfer window. Before we end the episode, we're going to look through the players in the comments that you guys have suggested. So we're going to start off with Morata from Real Madrid. Unfortunately, he has just signed with Real Madrid on a £26 million deal, so we don't think he's actually going to be affordable for us. I think the same is going to go for Dimitri Payet. Now, he was rumoured to leave in the summer to go to Real Madrid or somewhere similar. He is probably going to be out of our price range as well. As good as suggestions as they are and great players they are, I don't think they're realistic signings for us right now. Another one that was recommended was Klosterman. I don't know a lot about this guy, but he looks like a very versatile defender. He can play centre-back, left-back and right-back, so perhaps he'd be a great signing. He's young, so thank you to whoever suggested that one. He came up a few times, so we'll scout him definitely. Next up was Holgate from Everton, except he's at Barnsley now, on loan. So we won't be able to actually sign him during this transfer window, as he is currently on loan at Barnsley. So we shall look at a few others. We've got Galloway as well from Everton. He's on loan at West Brom, so again, he won't be available to sign during this transfer window. These are great suggestions and young players, but unfortunately they're already on loan at other clubs. Another suggestion was Damari Gray from Leicester. He's only just moved from Birmingham to Leicester in 2015, so we're not sure how realistic a transfer that would be for the club. He's a great young player and he's worth scouting for the future perhaps, but right now we don't think he's going to be a signing for us. Final player was Thomas Partey from Atletico Madrid. Unfortunately, like a few of the others, he's also on loan. He's on loan at Lyon. He would also be a great signing, but unfortunately this transfer window has meant that most of these players are out on loan. That's going to bring this episode to an end. Thank you guys for watching. Not the best start to the pre-season, I know, results-wise, but we have 3 more pre-season games before the Premier League starts, so we can turn around our form by then. Remember to like, comment and subscribe, and be sure to check out the straw polls in the description. We will be back next week with another episode. We will see you then.